Okie dokie, everybody. Welcome back. You're here at the Fox Den with Pater Voss, the Papa Fox, and we're going to continue playing Tyranny by Obsidian Entertainment. When we last left off, we had done a ton of plot stuff with Verse and that beginning area, and we're just now breaking out of that area. This might be a long Let's Play, you know? But there we go. We also helped out this fellow. Looks like we can actually... Oh, that would be subterfuge, and it's locked, and we can't do that. So, well, there we go. But I found out that we can actually side with the faction of the Tears, which is great. I think that's where we're going to go. Unless if they decide to make unethical decisions, in which case, you know, we're just going to play it how it is. Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's that? The voices of Norat told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half of the story, so let's have it. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? Okay, I'm here to deliver edict. I have nothing to tell you. Why so suspicious? What else has the voices of Norat told you? Only that I could find you in Edgering Ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Matani River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. Why so suspicious? It's just a feeling I've got. When the Archons are together, the air gets as taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think that no amount of compromise will get them seeing eye to eye. So why invite a mediator from Tunan's court? It doesn't add up. Why do you think the Archons are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of the Conquest, so I can say it's been a building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard tell that Graven Ash and the voices of Norat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. If the Archons cannot put the past behind them, they are unfit to command. By my authority, the Archons will fall in line. We're going to do this. There's no way which, either way this can go. I mean, I don't have any opinions about this either way, so why not gain some loyalty from Verse? That sounds exactly like the attitudes to set this campaign in the right direction. I don't envy you the task of getting them to cooperate, which sounds about as easy as teaching a tornado to heal. At least you sound like you know what you're doing. Okay, let's go with Lore. I don't really care for her too much at the moment, so I'm actually tallying the expense of the siege. Is that all? I can understand why Tunan would worry himself over resources, but we have the riches of the Northern Empire backing this conquest. Not to mention the plunder of the Tears. If you say that's the case, I'll go along with it. She frowns for herself, but does not press the matter. I really ought to be meeting with the Archons. Here we go. The war tent is just past the center of camp. She nods towards the northeast. One last thing. Be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Well, there we go. Okay. Well... let's see if we can just see what we can see here. Okay, this is a little bit of a... I mean, just like Pillars of Eternity, like, this is just an absolutely beautiful game. Okay, let's talk to this guy. Well, look at you. Our gatecrasher from the court is still in one piece. The guard pounds his chest plate in salute. Welcome to Disfavored Camp. Always happy to have an honored ally pay us a visit. Salute. Gavin Ash protects. Gain minor favor. Why not? It's an honor to have you in camp, Fatebinder. Sorry in advance for all the arguments in your presence will bring out. Hopefully it won't be like back in Stalwart with the chorus trying to claim our work slaves. Ah, yeah, conquest decision that we made. Just because they can't win a battle without crippling losses. Okay. Fatebinder, I think this misguided little shit just insulted my brothers and sisters. In my book, that's a dispute between the armies. Are you going to stand for that? Let's see what we can do. Loyalty, wrath. Average fear, favor. Loyalty, wrath. I just want to get through the gate. Okay, so we have some decisions here. Pit fighter. Sounds like fighting words. Fancy a dual guardsman. Average loyalty. Disfavored, average wrath. Average loyalty, gain average wrath. Gain average fear. Okay. Loyalty 2. Wrath, disfavored 1. Well, what should we do here? I think we're gonna go with the pit fighter just because that's our special option. He looks through. He looks at you with both incredulity. What? The commander would kill me if I spilled an ally's blood, much less a Fatebinder's. Much less in camp. Please, no! He clasps his hand in a pleading gesture. You know what? This will suffice. Apology accepted. I'll take this moment to the grave and know that I died with a smile on my face. The soldier lets out a relief sigh and focuses back to you. Go on in. The soldier gestures toward the gate. The Archons are expecting you. You'll find them in the war tent, center of camp. Cool. Cool. Okay. Insignia has been violently defaced, just like usual. Addendum, the doop-de-doo. Okay. Looks like we can pick up some stuff. Ooh, we got some stone shield gloves. Okay. Deflection 5%. And precision 1, precision 2. Recovery 0.2. Recovery 0.4. Well, we're just going to take it. Let's talk to this fellow. Pentabor. Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He points to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look if you see something that interests you. Well, we don't have any of these. How did you come to work with the disfavored? Hard work and good suppliers. When Tunan's men came to my village, all the merchants were given different lists of what they were or weren't permitted to trade. He smiles, hands on his hips. In Kyros's wisdom, my record must have been a good one, because I was given the right to trade in all manner of goods, most importantly, arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kyros. Well, let's see what he has to sell. Pentabor rubs his hands, eyes alight. Let's see if we can find something you might like. What are you buying? What are you selling? Okay, Brotherhood Stout. Ooh. Okay, cool. And we got fruit. Fish, cheese. We got camping supplies, blood box, all this stuff. Cool. Wonderful. Okay. 16. Bronze hammer. Recovery, 3.4 seconds. Oh, not as much. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and continue on. We can talk with Rona. Got no time to chitter. Too much armor to mend. Speak to Uncle Pentabor if you have rings to trade. Oh, hello, Snarf. Kitty. Oh my goodness. He wants to help. Okay. This cart is bursting with fresh food and useful supplies. This table is lined with various medicinal herbs that would appear that they have been carefully rationed. Carefully skinned game hang from this branch. They appear sickly and malnourished. Looks like we can unlock that. And we have a heavy leather helm. Okay. And we can unlock this as well. What do we got here? Lesser Sigil of Strength. And a potion. Well, let's see what this guy has to offer. Bitter Quip. Glory to the voices of Narat. Projecting his salute for all to hear, the grinning blood chanter raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Petra Voss, I presume? His voice quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitter Quip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Bitter Quip looks at you impatiently. What's like working with the Disfavored? Puh! He looks away from you for a moment before sniffing and returning his attention to you. Reporting on the Iron Hag is an insult. She fought one duel for her title? One? Her leadership must be continuously proven, earned, and defended. Weakness should bleed to the bottom of the army and not rise to the top. My assignment here is also an insult, but one I will bear for the good of the chorus. Bitter Quip sniffs the air, smiling with one side of his mouth. If only to see with my own eyes the failure of the Disfavored, that will be a fine day. Well, what can you tell me of the Scarlet Chorus? There we go. The Scarlet Chorus is the future of the tiers. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. Bitter Quip looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? How'd you come? The Doctrine of Strength speaks to me. I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it all, Bitter Quip smiles, lifting an eyebrow, perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. What's the role in the chorus? I am a blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of man and the tide of battle. I have not held command for 3 years now, though being forced to keep an eye on the Disfavored is not the reward I'd envisioned for my service thus far. That's all for now. Boop-de-boop. Okay. I don't want to go to the center of camp yet. Arrows are fletched with precision and care. Let's see what this guy has to say. Nothing much. You can't make out the ironclad soldier's expression under the twisted helmet. He merely just stares at you. Okay, cool. Sparring dummy. Hard use. And we got a bronze tower shield. Ooh, craftsmanship. The wood used for these parapets is pristine and finely cut. These walls have yet to see any battle. Okay, crescent runner. Cool. I cannot get into that. Let's see what this fellow has to say. Isotanus curses the air as a blade of thin iron breaks beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get back into shape, unlike this stubborn iron we have here. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the Disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths in Lethian's Crossing. You mentioned an iron shortage? I'm afraid so. The last shipment we sent down the Matani went missing near Echo Call Crossing. I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more of that now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunan's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Forge-bound iron? Mage smiths? Cool. Awesome. Keep your voice down! Isotanus flinches and lowers his own. Gravinash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass information to the Vendrian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, ends up in enemies' hands. If I find myself in Echo Call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that, as does the Great General. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. Average favor, average wrath. You can trust me to handle this. Why not? I knew that Tunan wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when the stakes are high. He glances to the crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? This is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. You'll want to keep an eye out for these. Good hunting. Let's see his wares. Cool. Okie dokie. Can't afford any of this. Cool. Nothing more down here. What's in here? Fresh straw in the corner of this prison cell absorbs much of the stench. Ew. Gross. Got a campfire. A meager portion of game simmers in a large copper pot. Fragrant spices. Let's see how much time we have left on the old ticker. Wonderful. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can hammer out the rest of this. Fate Binder, the Archons await you inside. Fishy. Let's talk to these folks. I am Lucia, and this is Marcus. The disfavored soldier points to the armored man next to her. And you must be the Fate Binder. From under her helmet, you hear an audible scoff. We've been assigned to babies. Assigned to your hospitality, Marcus quickly interjects, while you remain on disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? Are there any combat games to be had in camp? The two soldiers trade a glance. A question better suited to the Scarlet Chorus camp, if you don't mind the smell. Anyone looking for a fight could find some amongst those braggarts. Just take care you don't headbutt the wrong gang boss. In the heat of battle, there are some who wouldn't hesitate to cut your face off, an agent of Tunan or not. Well, let's get to meet these people, and then in the next episode we'll get into the Archons. I'm sorry this is going at a snail's pace, but yeah, that's why we play these games, is to get in all the conversations. Okay. Marcus, tell me about yourself. I'm not sure there's much to tell you. I trained at Fort Resolution. This is my first campaign, and I'm proud to be with the Legion. I was wounded at the great gates of judgment, but Gravin Ash's protection mended me good. I owe my life to him. Are you bragging that you let your guard down and took a spear to the gut? You really shouldn't boast about a filthy tearsman besting you in battle. Lucia rolls her eyes. You're just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to the disfavored. Kiros knows we could use it. We are the elite fighters of the Northern Army, but somehow we still lack the Overlord's confidence. He shakes his head and sighs. Lucia, tell me about yourself. I do this. She unenthusiastically lifts up her heavy shield, and I do this. She mockingly stabs at the air with her spear. Lucia shrugs. Playing host, not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of the campaign. After so much bloodshed, our pretenses of honor, we can wear me down. She turns a cautious eye your way. The North is my home, and I consider each and every one of the ironclad bastards in this camp to be family. You won't find another army where each member of the Phalanx is as beloved and cherished as the next. I like her so far. You seem handy with a weapon, Lucia. Disfavored favor 1. I'm handy in a lot of ways, believe me, she winks. Weapons, though, you could say that I know what I'm doing. Lucia, are you flirting with Tunon's Fatebinder? Relax, Marcus. There are plenty of camp slaves if I ever need to scratch an itch. Although, through the visor of her helm, you notice Lucia's eyes roving up and down your body. If you ever need somebody to warm your bedroll, let me know. I sleep in my armor. Hope you don't mind. How have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus? Every battle is a reminder of the Legion's superiority. The Oathbreakers have plenty of heart, but nothing to beat down our northern values and Gravenash's love. If you ever want to enjoy that feeling, I can spare you the time of day to cross iron. What's it like serving with the Disfavored? In spite of our name, the Legion commands more honor than any military on the face of Tyratus. Unlike the Chorus, there is tradition, discipline, teamwork, and unity of purpose. Marcus looks out across the camp. There aren't many of us, but it's better that way. We're a tightly knit family, bound together by trust and glory. Accurate enough, Lucia shrugs. After seeing the disunity and bickering of the younger realm defenders, I feel lucky to be in the most agreeable Legion of Kyros' host, even if we're not always the most efficient. Aha! There we go. We already know the answer to this, but we'll ask for insufficient reputation. Isn't for me to say. Great General, okay. Marcus, I'd like to... Let's go with Lucia. I could use some training. Finally, some fun to break up the monotony of this siege. Oh, and it costs money. Let's actually go with that. Okay, well, if it isn't the Fatebinder, I could use some training. Two-handed weapons. Cool. Well, that's awesome. So we have trainers. Okay. Well, I do believe that's going to be the end of the episode. If you've enjoyed, go ahead and hit that like button or give me some feedback if you like. As always, it's great to see you all here at the Fox Den. I hope you'll come back and pull up a chair next time for some more Tyranny. Alrighty, you take care now. Bye.